Hey, Paul for Learn Ionic 2, and we're going to talk about events within Ionic 2 today. We're going to make a very quick application that allows you to simply push an event from your home component, and within a second component, we're going to display a toast when that receives the event. This will all make sense in a moment, so start off by making a project and call it My Events based on the blank template, and ensure it's a v2, so that means it's an Ionic 2 app. Alright, our project's finished. Let's cd to My Events, and then I'm going to serve it running Ionic serve. That should make it appear in the browser. You don't need any third-party plugins to do this, everything is inside Ionic. So we'll start off inside our home component. So if we navigate to pages, then home, I'm simply going to delete everything inside Ion content, and I'll change the title of the application to Ionic 2 Events. I'm going to give myself a colored navbar, and then I'm going to add a form. So within this form, it's simply going to be Ion item, then we'll have a label, and this will make sense in a second. I'm going to put name and an Ion input. After the item, we'll need a button, so we'll add the Ion button tag, and we'll be able to say submit event. So essentially, we're going to add something to this name, and when we click submit event, it will then show a toast at the bottom of the screen. Instead of putting the event inside our home page, I'm going to demonstrate this by making a second component. So head back over to your terminal and type Ionic G component, and we'll call the component hello. So as you can see, under components we have hello, and we need to add this to our app module. So import from components hello, hello. Then we can add hello component within the import, and then add it to our declarations. To check that this worked, we'll simply add hello in our home.html, and you can see that we get hello world from our hello component. I'm going to remove the text for now, and inside hello, I'm going to import the toast controller from Ionic Angular, and then I'll add a definition to our constructor. We'll then make a function inside of our hello component named showToast, and we'll simply make a function that shows a toast. So this.toast.create, and then we'll say message is equal to hello with a duration of 3 seconds. So nothing too crazy as of yet. Inside of our constructor, we'll show the toast, and we get this component down here saying hello. Now what we want to do is make an event inside of our home.ts, so that when we fire off this event here, the hello component subscribes to that event and then shows the toast and says hello to that particular name. So in home.ts, we need to import events from Ionic Angular. We then need to instantiate it inside of our constructor. So we'll do private event, events, and then we'll make a function named submit event. We can use the event that we just created by doing this.event.publish, and then we need a name. So at the moment, we'll just call it hello. You could call this anything you wanted. Essentially, you're just basically subscribing to this particular event inside the component. So we're going to call it hello, and then we need something to pass to the event. So these are the arguments. I'll say just any name for now, so Paul. And we can pick up this event inside of our component. So we need to do a similar thing inside of our hello component. We need to import events and then put it in our constructor. And now we can simply do this.event.subscribe, and essentially we're looking for that topic, so that name. So remember we said hello, and when we get the data, we simply want to show the toast, and we're going to pass through the name here. So instead of data, I'm going to call it name. So pass through the name, and within the function, we're simply going to add name, and it's going to be a type of string. So we can then say hello, and then the name of the person. So if we head back over to home.ts, we can see that we have this submit event function. If we add that to our button by going here, click submit event, When we click the button, we should get hello poll, and that's simply because poll is the argument to our hello topic that we're publishing over here. Then in our hello component, we're simply subscribing to the event, and the name, which is the data that we put as the argument here, is captured, and we're showing the toast based on that name. So all we need to do now to add some bespoke data is simply make a name of type string, and then inside the Ion input, we can add the ng model to be type name, which means we can go back to our submit event function and replace the poll with this.name. Now, if we type anything inside of our input, we could say hello Dave, and we would get hello Dave as an alert. I hope I've managed to accurately describe the events functionality within Ionic 2. If I have, and this video has helped you, then I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button down below. And of course, check out learnionic2.com for more awesome Ionic 2 tutorials.